I always wonder how those fashion bloggers do it. But I'm Tara and I take personal style photos for my blog, taramars.com, and in this video I'm going to run you guys through the basics of how to take a great fashion shot for your fashion blog. The number one question I get asked is what's the best equipment to use? Now, if your budget is not so big, however, you can definitely take great shots with something like the Canon 750D or something a little higher spec like the 70D that I'm using at the moment. Both of these are crop sensors, which at the moment all you need to know about is that you can't fit as much of the picture into the frame as a full frame camera like the 5D Mark III, and also you won't get the maximum blurriness or bokeh that you see in the back of those awesome fashion photos that makes the background all blurry and soft and makes you super in focus. A brilliant lens for personal style photos or street style is the 50mm 1.4 lens or the 1.8. The latter figure, like the 1.8 or the 1.4, like this lens, refers to the f-stop or aperture and the amount of light that's let into the lens. What this means for you is maximum background blurriness. So when you're looking for a lens, look for something with an f-stop of 1.8 or 1.4 like this Canon one. These lenses will give you a really good blurry background and will work even blurrier on something like a full frame like the 6D or the 5D Mark III. Next important point is focus. Now you do want that blurry background, but you don't want your subject all fuzzy and hazy in there too. More than likely your mom or your boyfriend's going to be taking your pictures and they might not be photographers, so I'm going to run you guys through the autofocus settings so you can take a great shot really easy and really quickly.
Okay, so there's a few things we need to do to configure a camera for our portrait and landscape shots. We're going to hit the menu button, and then on the top toolbar we're going to click the second last camera option and then the autofocus second option. We're then going to use the right arrow key to bring us to page 9. This is going to give us the option to select different autofocus points, and then we're going to click OK. Now we're going to click a menu again, click the Q button if you need to access your menus that way, click one shot, and here we're going to change the autofocus type. So we're going to do it to AI servo to track moving shots. To set our landscape shots, hold your camera horizontally, really important. Click the manual select zone AF. This is going to show up our focus points, which are grouped off like you see here. This shows the area where the camera is going to focus. So we're going to choose the top half because in landscape our face is going to be in that area, and then just click OK. Now hold your camera in portrait to set our portrait pictures, and we're going to do the exact same thing. The face is always the point you want to be in focus, and when holding the camera in portrait, your face will be around the kind of top of the screen area in the group of AF zones that we've selected. So when you've done that, just hit menu OK, and that's pretty much it. You're pretty much set to shoot in autofocus. Just make sure the AF switch is flicked on your lens at the same time. So now on the screen you're going to see our AF focus points. We're holding it in a landscape, but when you turn it in portrait you'll see that this kind of flips aside and shows you kind of the area the camera is going to focus on the most. Before taking your shot, half press down the shutter button to focus and lock on your subject before fully pressing down the picture to take the shot.
Last point is the actual subject of the photo, so the person you're shooting. In this case it will be me. It's really important that you analyze where you're shooting and how you're shooting. So number one thing you need to regard is the light. Where is the light coming from? If it's really harsh light, maybe a backlit shot might be better. But if it's a dull day like today, I would recommend sort of facing your subject towards the area with the most light. So maybe towards the windows or just wherever you're capturing the most light in the face so that there's the least amount of shadows possible. Also, because we want a super blurry background and you will be shooting a little bit of a distance away from the subject, you need the maximum amount of space behind the subject. The more distance behind the person you're shooting, the blurrier your background is going to be. Also with that, the closer your subject is to the camera, the blurrier your background is going to be. So there's a few ways you can go about it. So I would definitely recommend taking some kind of more posy photos and then also catching the subject of the photo in slightly more natural moments. So just get them to keep moving and get a really natural shot. The hand sort of might be half up, running through the hair. Those sort of shots that are in a moment of movement always look really natural and the most beautiful to edit. So if you want to look taller in your photographs, it always helps when your photographer takes the picture at a slightly lower angle. So that's it. Those are the basics for taking a great fashion photograph for your street style or personal style blog. I really hope you found it helpful. Do let me know in the comments, and subscribe if you want to see part 2 where I show you how to edit the photos in Photoshop. If you enjoyed the video guys, I'm Tara and thanks for watching.